So now question 28. It says graph the equation using the slope y-intercept form. So it has to be in this form. The number without the x is the y-intercept, and the number beside the x is my slope. Okay, so here, step 1, my y-intercept is equal to 4, but negative 4. See how the negative goes with it? So that means step 1, I have to put a point on the y-axis at negative 4. Step 2, my slope, oh, it's the number in front of the x. So really there's a 1 there. So my slope's equal to 1, but I have to make it a fraction, so I write it over 1. So that means go up 1, right 1. So I go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. And what does that look like? Let's join them up. Which one does this look like? Looks like this one. So let's check. We put a point at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and you go up 1, right 1. So it's D. Let's look at the next one. Okay, so step 1, this is the y-intercept, and that's equal to negative 4. So I'm going to put a point at negative 4, and then step 2, my slope is equal to, I have to put a 1 there, so it's actually negative 1. But I have to write it as a fraction always, so over 1. So that means down 1, right 1. So I'm going to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So my line looks like this. Looks like this one. Let's check. So we put a point at negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go down 1, right 1. Yep, so this one. Okay, let's look at the next one. It says graph the equation using slope y-intercept. So step 1, my y-intercept is always the number that doesn't have the x. So my intercept is at 3. So that means on the y-axis, put a point at positive 3. Now my slope is equal to 2, but that's not a fraction. You have to put a 2 over 1. So that means go up 2 and right 1. So up 2, right 1. Which one does that look like? Looks like this one. Let's check. So you put a point at 3, 1, 2, 3, yes. And then you go up 2, 1, 2, and over 1. Yep, it's this one. Use the slope-intercept form. That's exactly what we're doing to graph this. So step 1, my y-intercept is always the number that does not have the x, so it's negative 4. So put a point on the y-axis at negative 4. Step 2, whatever is in front of the x, that is going to be our slope. And see the negative? It's not with the 4 and it's not with the 9. You can put it up with the 4 or you can put it down with the 9. It doesn't matter. So let's put it up with the 4. So that means down 4, right 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's draw that. So it looks like this. Okay, let's do the next one. Graph the equation using slope y-intercept form. So now it has to be in the form like this. Y has to be alone. You can see y is not alone, so what we need to do is make y alone. So let's copy it out. So how can I get y alone? What do I have to get rid of? I have to get rid of the 4. So divide by 4, divide by 4, divide everything by 4. What's 4 over 4? 1. So now y is alone. It has one y, but I can erase the 1 and just make it hide. So here's my x. I have 3 over 4 in front of my x. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. So this is really minus 1. So now I put it into the slope y-intercept form because y always has to be by itself. Now I can do the steps I did before. Step 1, my y-intercept is equal to the number that does not have the x. So put a point on my y-axis at -1. Step 2, my slope. That's always the number in front of my x. That means go up 3 and right 4. From here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I join my dots. Oops, I made it a little bit messy. There.